So what does my day look like as a 7-figure entrepreneur, or what does my routine look like? These are questions that I get on my Instagram and on my YouTube channel all day, every day, and I'm really excited to share a peek behind the scenes at what my typical day actually looks like as a 7-figure entrepreneur. Productivity, routine, and optimization have been a major key to the success that I've been able to achieve in building a 7-figure business. And it's from videos like this that I felt inspired to drive change in my own life and to optimize my own routine that showed me the tips and tricks that enabled me to build as strong of a routine as I've been able to build today. As with every video on my YouTube channel here, my goal is that you'll learn things from this video that you can take and implement right away, as well as down the line in your own life, and it'll affect your own personal productivity or your business productivity in a positive way. So here's what my day typically looks like as a 7-figure entrepreneur. So if you follow my channel, you know that my day starts the night before the day begins. So this means that my week begins on Sunday evening and each day begins the night before. What I mean by this is I plan my day in advance, and before my day even begins, I already have a plan of attack and I know what my biggest priorities are. I typically do this as I'm winding down for bed or as I'm wrapping up work for the day at the end of the day. This way things are still fresh in my mind in terms of what I didn't get done, and the next morning I don't have to scramble to try and figure out what my biggest priorities are. As I'll get to in a moment, I exercise in the morning and all that good stuff, so the last thing that I want to be doing is eating up mind share thinking about what my priorities are when I could be more productive with my time. I aim to get to sleep between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. and to be completely unconscious before 9:30 if possible. I'm not perfect, I'm not a robot, and this doesn't happen every single night, but the days that I do this, I definitely have the most productive days. I typically wake up between 4 and 4:30 every single morning, which means that if I get to bed at 8:30, I'm basically getting exactly 8 hours of sleep. I always track my sleep, and if you follow my YouTube channel, you already know that, and I check my sleep tracker first thing in the morning. If I notice that I didn't get enough REM sleep or I didn't get enough sleep the night before, I might move a couple things around in my calendar first thing in the morning so I don't catch anybody by surprise later in the day. This is super important to being productive because sleep has the single biggest impact on my productivity. Sometimes if I don't get enough sleep, even just getting a 10-minute power nap in is more than enough to reset my day and keep me crushing it. Around 5 a.m. it is off to the gym, and I work out with a bodybuilder who's awesome to work out with for 2 hours every single morning. A lot of mornings I'll have time to hit the sauna and enjoy a good sweat, which I find really helps set my intention for the day. In the sauna, I'll typically grab my phone and I'll reflect on my to-dos and start getting myself in the mindset shifting from workout to work. Around 7:30, I head home, or sometimes I head to a coffee shop depending on what my schedule looks like, and I'm usually at my desk or my place of productivity around 8:30 to 9 in the morning. I try and move anything that isn't essential to later in the week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and this is when I structure all of my client calls. This means that Monday and Tuesday are usually days that I can be super productive. I also travel a ton, take trips all the time, and this means that I can have a longer weekend without having any client-facing activities early in the week. There's an amazing book called Deep Work, which I'd highly recommend that you read if you're curious about being more productive and getting more things done and just having a higher quality output of work. This really affected my idea around having my Monday and Tuesday as clear as I possibly can. Sometimes client schedules don't allow for this, and it definitely isn't ideal. As soon as I start being productive, I usually start a Pomodoro timer to try and get through as much work as I can in 25-minute intervals. The Pomodoro method is a really great way of chunking through your work for the day, which means that you work for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. I definitely notice that I find my flow by doing this, and my overall output of work is significantly higher. I'll typically grind on some work from 9 to noon, and then whenever possible in the afternoon, I like to change up wherever I'm working a little bit, and I'll either head to our WeWork office or I'll head to a coffee shop if I don't have any client-facing meetings. I really love days where I'm able to just go get lost at a coffee shop, find myself in a corner, and just crank through tasks and get stuff done. A big part of me starting my social media marketing agency was that I really wanted to be able to travel whenever I wanted, and that's a mission that I've been able to achieve. Last year I took somewhere between 9 and 12 trips. I haven't taken an exact count, which meant that I was gone for a couple of weeks every single month. My routine tends to vary when I'm traveling, so if you guys would be interested in a video where I explain what my routine looks like when I'm living the digital nomad life or the semi-digital nomad life, definitely let me know in the comments down below. Depending on the workday, I also have a couple key cornerstone meetings. Every morning at 10 a.m., we have a morning meeting where the entire company jumps on. We rally the energy, get updates from everybody, and especially having a completely remote workforce across our entire team, it helps everybody get on the same page and for us to have accountability to what people are doing. If you manage a distributed team, I definitely would recommend a morning meeting. It just sets everything up for success for the day. I also tend to have meetings throughout the day, either team check-ins or operations meetings or admin meetings, whatever it might be, and these are usually sprinkled throughout the week. After a couple hours at a coffee shop or at WeWork, I'll typically finish off the last part of my day back in my home office, crunching through the last remaining tasks that I need to absolutely get done for the day, and then resetting setting my intention for the following day. Pretty much every night, I'm blessed to live here in beautiful Arizona. I'll try and take my dog for a walk, make sure that I get a ton of steps in, get a lot of exercise in. You probably noticed that exercise tends to play a big role in my life, and as an entrepreneur, it's probably the most essential thing that I do every single day. I can't imagine the levels of stress that I probably would have if I wasn't exercising as frequently as I am. In the evenings, I try and play vinyl records or music whenever I can, or sometimes I just eat a little bit of dinner, usually from a meal prep that was already created, and I start winding down for the night. I'll spend some time with my beautiful fiance, enjoy our 2 dogs, maybe sit outside by my pool, watch some YouTube videos, listen to an audiobook, basically just unwinding meditative tasks that help me chill out and get ready for the next day. On a lot of Fridays, I tend to go and do something adventurous. Like this past weekend, I went up to Lake Powell, did a bunch of amazing hikes, and ducked out of the office at around 10 a.m. on a Friday. This meant that I was up there for golden hour. I was able to enjoy a lot more of the weekend, and things like this are just really side effects of being an entrepreneur. I remember when I was working a full-time job, it was always difficult to duck out early on Fridays or to be spontaneous with any sort of travel or anything like that. Being able to travel and having that flexibility was a major motivator for me getting my business started. And if you're curious about how to start, grow, and scale your own social media marketing agency and replicate some of the results that my business partner and I have been able to achieve in our business, I do teach a course on this topic. I'll link it in the description down below. It's called the SMMA Blueprint. So what other questions do you have about my daily routine? Are there any topics that you want me to go deeper on, or any questions that you feel weren't answered in this video? Definitely let me know. And if you're curious about a routine when I'm actually on the road living the digital nomad life, definitely let me know in the comments as well. A big part of any daily routine is remaining productive whenever possible. So the video up on the screen right now covers how I stay productive for 97% of every single day. That'd be a great video to dig into after this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.